morning and welcome to my channel. This is Shelley's Everyday Adventures. It's Monday, October 10th, 2022. I'm glad that you guys have chosen to join me today. Um, just wanted to talk a little bit about extra income and about making extra income to try and pay bills and pay off bills with so everything going through the roof. Everything's so expensive these days that it's hard to keep up with um, the price increases. Quite honestly, gas had gone down, but now it's headed back up. Um, Fuel prices are crazy. I know people are struggling. Um, so, what can we do to offset that? So right after we quit milking cows and right before I started my dog grooming business, I um, I was a bus driver, a school bus driver, and I have decided to go back to school bus driving just part time as a sub driver in the mornings only for a contractor that I trust. And that's not the easiest thing to find all the time, but she's someone I've worked for before and I really like her. So I went over and spoke to her this morning, and we're getting the ball rolling to get me back on for, morning routes only and sub driving. And that way, I can come in here and work the shop and still make extra money doing the bus in the morning and doing my shop, doing my dog grooming the rest of the day. Now, some might ask me, why don't you just add more dogs instead of taking another job? The truth of the matter is this: dog grooming is very hard physical work. Lately, my back's been bothering me. Uh, it's just difficult. I noticed when I was combing out a dog that my wrists were weak, and all of this comes from repetitive use. When you're grooming dogs, and I just don't want to groom more dogs. I actually would like to groom less dogs, to be quite honest. And I'd like to do that and then do something else. And the reason that I wanted to sub work instead of taking a full-time route is I didn't want to work in the afternoons because I'm still going to be grooming. And I also like my freedom. I like to be able to come and go as I please. And I made sure that, when I spoke to her today, that she understood that I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl, which she laughed and said, I already know that, so it's all good. But she knows if I say that I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. So she likes that, but she understands also that I do take time off to visit family and do the things that I want to do. So anyway, we're getting the process started with the bus driving. If there's something in your life that you can do to bring in extra money, you might want to consider it right now. Everybody's struggling. We need more money. For some people it's not going to be possible. For others, it's possible. We're all going to have to make sacrifices, and we're going to have to keep pushing forward. So, as far as, like I said, the dog grooming goes, I do like dog grooming, but it is physically taxing. Lately, like I said, my lower back I've been in so much pain, it's ridiculous. And then my arm, my back, where my arm, you're constantly shaving dogs or combing dogs. It's taken its toll on my body physically, and I got to have a backup plan. Got to have a backup plan. And that's what preppers do. We have backup plans. So if you don't have a backup plan, you need to sit down and think about what your backup plan might be. I just spoke to a friend. Now, this is another little story. My husband has a friend that they've been friends since high school. He married his first wife, and they didn't make it. They divorced. So he got with his second wife about 17 years ago, and her and I became good friends. So her and I are friends and they're friends, and that's kind of rare. I mean, a lot of times you might find somebody that you can be friendly with, but your husband can't, doesn't really care for the husband or whatever. But we were a foursome. We got along well. We did things together. We had a lot of fun. Had Christmas parties, camped together, did that kind of stuff. About a year and a half ago, he started putting out applications and didn't tell his wife that he was doing so for a job in Tennessee. He wanted to leave. He lived in Delaware now and he wanted to leave. So he ended up getting this job, and then May, a year and a half ago, he left. He went for an interview and he got the job and he left. And she wasn't ready to leave. They hadn't discussed this. So they spent about a year and a couple months apart. They even ended up divorced. She stayed up here. She was miserable. He was miserable. It was just a total mess. So this past summer, they started talking again, and she decided that she was going to go down there and live with him. So she sold all her possessions up here and she moved to Tennessee. Now, they don't have any relatives down there. They don't have any friends down there. They have no support whatsoever. Nothing against Tennessee. I love Tennessee, but they have nobody. So we helped her move down in August. I did a video on it. I think I talked about helping him move to Tennessee. So he bought a house and she moved down there with him, and everything seemed to be going well until last week. Last week, my husband got a text from him saying, I need to use you as a reference. I'm looking for a new job. And we weren't sure because he does have a history of quitting and going on to new jobs, and then sometimes just quitting and not getting a job for a month or so or whatever. Um, so we weren't sure what was going on. So I called her and she told me that they had let him go. I said, this job that he left you for and left everything for, they let him go? She said, yeah, they let go about three or four people in his department. Said they're downsizing because there's not enough money. Well, I don't know. I'm sure you've been paying attention and you've seen some of the videos out there. There have been videos with titles, You're About to Lose Your Job. I think Economic Ninja did a video on that. So it really hit home. I'm like, yeah, people really are losing their jobs. So she's had cancer, and she's a survivor. She's survived cancer, and but she's not well. Yeah, she can't work real hard. It took its toll on her. She's a little bit older than I am. She's almost 60. She took a job at the Dollar General, making less than $10 an hour. And she said, I took the first job that was offered to me, and I haven't got my first paycheck yet, but it's only 20 hours, so it's not going to be very much. She said, I don't know what we're going to do if he doesn't get a job soon. So I just, everything is starting to hit home. Everything is starting to affect people. I mean, I've tried to talk to them about what's going on in the world, and I felt that, he's a roofer. He's a roofer, a roofing contractor. One of the first things that people are going to quit doing is maintenance on their house, unless it's absolutely needed. They're going to quit bringing their dogs to get groomed. They're going to quit these things, and small businesses and large businesses alike are all going to be experiencing the crunch. So I guess I don't have any good advice except for try to find, a way to make extra income and try to get your bills paid off. That seems like an insurmountable thing sometimes. I look at my bills and I think, I don't know how that's going to happen unless I win the lottery. But I don't play. So how can you win the lottery if you don't play? Well, once in a while I do buy some. I have been buying a little bit here or there lately, but I just think it's a scam. to take your money. But that's just me. That's my thoughts. I mean, I could use that money actually to prep, to buy other things, foods, fuel, different things like that. But yeah, so anyway, it's October 10th, 2022. We're getting closer to the elections in the 1st of November, and things are getting crazier and crazier by the day. Please try to stay positive. Over the weekend, I decided that I'm going to quit dwelling on things. I'm just going to bring you what I know, and I'm going to live my life and try to be happy as I can. And I'm just going to adjust. I'm just going to keep adjusting. It's the people that are adaptable that are going to make it. You have to be adaptable. Okay, so this doesn't happen, but this, we can do this instead, that kind of thing. So I just wanted to say, see if you can find some extra income somewhere and keep on keeping on. I love all of you. I thank you for being here. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you have a good week. I will see you in the next video. Thank you. This is Shelly's Everyday Prepping. Excuse me, Everyday Adventures.